Hello everybody and welcome to a big matchup between Georgia Tech and the 20th ranked Old Dominion Monarchs. These two have played in some battles over the last couple years and games that have ended in dramatic circumstances. Georgia Tech are looking to spoil ODU as ODU has spoiled Georgia Tech for the last 2 seasons. .345 and ticking. Old Dominion is going to go for the touchdown here. 4th and 6. McCarley rolling out to his right, looking. He's got Todd Jackson hit the corner of the end zone. Old Dominion has taken the lead against the #1 team in the country. This is unbelievable. Old Dominion has secured the upset of the #1 team in the country. 17-14. What a performance. Then comes in, powering through, gets to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, 20 seconds to go. Joshua Kemp under center. Handed to Dixon, goes off to the left side, breaking tackles. And what an effort by David Dixon. He would not be brought down. Shotgun here for ODU. Kemp's going to hand it off. Dixon off to the left side. He's got the ends. Touchdown! Touchdown! Old Dominion have done it. Down by 14 with 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. They have come back to win in overtime in what is sure to be one of the most epic, classic games in Old Dominion history. We're looking live at a gorgeous day at Foreman Field as the 20th ranked Monarchs play host to Georgia Tech. And a struggling Georgia Tech team that have lost all 3 of their ACC contests so far, which have given them a 3-3 record here as we cross the midway point of the season. Antoine Hopkins returns the kick across the 30, steps out of bounds. Good return though, and ODU will start off. Joshua Kemp at the quarterback position to hand it off to Scott Sullivan. A nice little gain, and ODU have gotten the better of Georgia Tech in dramatic circumstances the last 2 seasons. Can they get a big win again against Georgia Tech despite the struggles? Here's Antoine Hopkins, a 22-yard gain, making it look tough. 3rd and 4. Kemp receivers all to his right side, and Sullivan gets held up. And as I was saying, Georgia Tech want to get one over on ODU after the last couple years. 4th down, ODU is going to go for it under center, hands it off to Sullivan, who gets the 1st down, powering ahead. Really nice 8 yards there, just following the offensive line, and they got a good push. 1st down, Kemp gonna throw, looking, gonna roll out. Can't find anybody open and just takes off. He is so shifty. 1st down yardage for Kemp, fires off to Todd Jackson on the right side, breaking a tackle, and Todd Jackson, right off the bat, ODU goes right down the field, including a 4th down conversion that sets up the touchdown, and Todd Jackson now has a touchdown in each of the 3 meetings that ODU has had with Georgia Tech. Big game player indeed here. Willie Wagner, the quarterback for Georgia Tech, was a bit of a thorn in the side for ODU last year, and he looks to be very much in the same form this year. It's going to be very important to stop the option at the point of attack and not allow this to happen. Broken tackles, and that's another problem ODU has with Georgia Tech. Willie Wagner is going to go all the way, W squared, into the end zone, making it look easy. Both offenses just right down the field into the end zone. Could set the tone for a big day on the scoreboard. Antoine Hopkins, 9 yards, and a little shaken up on the play, but it won't be too serious. He'll return later on. Here's Nick Carroll, a nice gain for a 1st down. Boy, these offenses just off to a hot start. Couldn't ask for anything better unless you're the defensive coordinator. Is not very good. Kemp, plenty of time to throw. Finds Sullivan out of the backfield. What a juke move. Makes the man miss. And one of the best linebackers on that Georgia Tech defense got completely stonewalled on that juke move. First down, Kemp again, gonna throw to Jackson, making plays. He wants to make a move of his own, but gets brought down pretty quickly. First down yardage. Move ahead to 3rd and 4 for Kemp. Time to throw. It's Jackson again, his second of the day. In the first quarter, no less. ODU firing. And the Oklahoma connection, both natives of the state. Kemp to Jackson. Connection we just love to see. First down for Georgia Tech, trying to answer ODU's score there. Wagner on the option, keeper stiff-arming Jeff Robinson as Darrell Williams tries to rip it out. He holds on, but Wagner already making his presence felt, running that option. Another first down here. Look at this, just so much room to run. The defense right now has no answer for it. Second down play to Shelton, who's got a big gain here as well, just breaking tackles. He's a fullback. You do not want to be one-on-one with him. He's going to run you over. Willie Wagner breaking another tackle and walks into the end zone. It's hard to keep up. Both offenses are just flying down the field and scoring. We've got 28 total points here in this first quarter. Just feels like there's no stop on either side. The first defense that can get a stop will be in a very good position. The 3rd down for ODU. This is Georgia Tech's chance here. It's sacked! Joshua Kemp pushed backwards and swarmed. Eventually brought down by Mike West. But look at the Georgia Tech defenders just get the better of ODU's offensive line. That doesn't happen too often. So Georgia Tech, great field position on their next drive. A pitch out to Sparks, who punches off. Reggie Boland having trouble getting up after that when he was annihilated. The big safety pushed to the ground by Sparks. That's how tough this Yellow Jacket team is. They're tough to tackle, and they will go right at you. They will knock you over. 2nd and 2, Fisher gets the handoff, and ODU pretty wise to it. Big 3rd down here. If ODU can hold them to a field goal on this drive, that would be important. It's Derek Hughes! And the problem if you're an option offense running a play action, especially when it's a quarterback who has such an impact on the option, Derek Hughes went right for him. He was not going to be fooled by the play action. That's the big-time defensive end making a presence felt here. So Georgia Tech put 3 on the board. ODU would go 3 and out, so a chance now for Georgia Tech to go down and start leaving their mark on this game. Of course, the history between these two teams, ODU have twice mounted comebacks to win the game, and here Derek Hughes again wraps them up on the option. Wagner going nowhere, and if Hughes can get going, this defense is going to be going places. 3rd and 5. Hughes comes off, though. Robertson on that side of the line. And Coleman will make the play. You want to force Georgia Tech to throw it, but then when they throw it and they complete it, you're leaving your defense out to dry. Wagner ripped down by Jeff Robinson. It's 3rd and 3. Another big opportunity for ODU to get a stop. Wagner completely annihilated at the point of attack, and it's a combination of Xavier Wallace and I believe that was Josh Smith. Yes, he got the initial hit. Wallace will get credit for the tackle for a loss, so they tack on another field goal, a 6-point game. Sullivan corralled behind the line by several Georgia Tech defenders. It wasn't a good play. 2nd and 11. Kemp gonna roll out. He's feeling the heat now. Fires across with Sheet. Chase with a diving one-handed grab. He can do that from time to time. Time running out here in this first half. Sullivan with a big hole up the middle, up the gut for 14, but they need to get moving down the field if they want to at least get a field goal. Still need about a couple chunk plays here to have a chance, and the half is running out. So it doesn't look like ODU is going to have a chance to get a field goal. They're going to throw one last heave for the end zone if they can stop the clock here, which they should. Kemp will drop the ball with 5 seconds here. Hail Mary, can ODU get a late lead here to go into halftime? A terrible throw, really underthrown by Kemp. I don't know what that was, but it's going to leave Georgia Tech on the board 20-14 going into halftime. But this isn't anything unusual. ODU know what it's like to be behind, and they've kind of earned a nickname, the Comeback Kings, the Monarchs. They're the Kings. They're the Comeback Kings. They've done it before. They'll do it again. Need a better second half defensively, though, and So we look at some halftime highlights and stats. I just want to shout out to a longtime follower, Jack. Messaged me on Twitter. Really awesome message. Said he's been following the series. It was before he was a freshman in high school when he started following the series, and now he's a senior in college. I mean, it's amazing how much time has passed with the series, and I know he's probably not the only one. There's plenty of you out there that have been following for a long time, and I can't stress it enough how awesome it is that you guys still stick around with my hilariously bad upload schedule. But just want to shout out to Jack on Twitter who messaged me, and that's the best way to get in touch with me. My notifications and checking comments as Wagner gets blasted there. A little injury, and it wasn't Wagner, by the way. But Twitter is a great place to message me, and I've got it in the description there, so you can hit me up, please. It'd be great. Here's Shelton on the little option pitch. Jeff Robinson, a really poor attempt at a tackle. He is gone. Shelton takes this the distance, 77 yards. And Georgia Tech have just lit up this ODU defense. It's, you know, a couple years ago, ODU's defense was spot on in defending Georgia Tech. Last year, struggled for a large portion of the game to defend it, but the offense kept up, and now ODU, the offense has to get on the board again to keep themselves in the game. Nick Carroll, a 23-yard gain. Kemp in the shotgun. See if we can get the ball down the field. Time to throw it into Nick Carroll, who drops it. That was in tight coverage. But you'd back Nick Carroll to catch that most of the time. He's got to hang on. Plays like that leaves this team out to dry. Sullivan, an 8-yard gain. He's been running pretty hard. Maybe get Sullivan the ball a little bit more. He can fill in the David Dixon role. Dixon had such a big part of the comeback in last season's game. Sullivan puts the ball on the ground, and it's recovered by Georgia Tech. And take a look, and I want to say Sullivan was down on this one. I don't know about you guys, but they are going to review it. We'll get a closer look. It looked like Sullivan, if he wasn't down, he was very close. That's pretty clear as day that he was down. The ball isn't moving until he's he's easily down. They don't overturn this. It'd be a crime. And the play does reverse, I was going to say stand. Does reverse. So ODU does hold on to possession. First down for Joshua Kemp. They bring a blitz off the edge, and it pays off. A loss of 9 as he was backing up in that situation. 3rd and 19, we jump ahead. Kemp going to take a shot deep for the end zone. It's Todd Jackson. He's got it. No! He dropped it off the tip. The defender actually played it pretty well, but Jackson had a shot to catch it. He didn't, and it's plays like that you're going to look back on. And Kevin Watson gets absolutely trucked. I mean, what do you do about that? 2nd and 7. ODU need to get a stop here to get themselves back into this game. Sparks. It's just really well-run option pitch there. 13 yards. Just so easy for them to get those chunk yards on these option plays. Very hard to defend. It just hasn't come together for ODU this season against Georgia Tech. Wagner for 5, and he is down for the count. Not looking good. A chest injury, and in fact, he will be gone for the rest of the game. So it's Mark Sanders, the backup, going to have to run this offense and keep their lead intact. ODU gets the stop, and it is a field goal for Georgia Tech. So 16-point game, absolutely necessary, and another tight coverage, absolutely necessary. That ODU gets on the board on this drive. Scott Sullivan handoff out to the wide side of the field, but it's well defended. He still gets 3. He just didn't have the space to make anything happen. 3rd down, Kemp flushed out of the pocket, firing away, and a diving attempt for a catch is missed. And here's Sanders hurdling defenders. Look at the effort. It's just Georgia Tech has the effort right now. And an Old Dominion's defense, they have been on the field and just chasing ghosts for the vast majority of this game. Steven Gant going to run this one down out of bounds, but Sparks running rampant. You know, even without Wagner at quarterback, they found their way. Incomplete pass there, a quick throw, not effective. Turnover would be nice for ODU. Here the ball comes out. Aaron Davis hits the quarterback, but it's recovered by Williams, the offensive lineman. 50-yard field goal attempt here for Georgia Tech, and he's going to nail. What a kick that was. 55 maybe he can hit that from. Goodness, 33-14, a 19-point game here in the fourth quarter. Kemp needs to get this offense going. Chase over the middle, a good completion to get this ball moving down the field. Get those chunk yardage. It is needed. 7 minutes to go. Kemp gonna throw, has the time, and it's Rashid Chase in double coverage. He manages to hang on to the ball going out of bounds. 2nd and goal, we jump ahead. Here's Antoine Hopkins up the middle, inside the 5. Get this train going. Gonna need an even bigger comeback than last year. Here's Todd Jackson again. And he loves a touchdown against Georgia Tech. Tell you what, he just keeps scoring them. But gonna need a couple more of those, and including some defensive stops as well, because still a 12-point game. But if the defense can come up with something, a turnover or something, get a stop. This is not what you want. A missed tackle, and is he gonna go all the way? Sanders inside the 10. Mills chases him down at the 1-yard line. A 74-yard carry for the backup quarterback. And well, you back him to get a touchdown here. Derek Sparks, I mean, perfectly timed option pitch. And just like, I mean, there was barely any time between when ODU scored to try and get back into this game, and Georgia Tech has just put a dagger in it. And trying to play for some pride here. Nick Schultz underneath, only about a 3-yard gain, and that's not going to really win you any marks for getting back in this game. Same play again to Schultz, but this time he's going to pick up a nice chunk of 12. Let's get him involved in the offense a little bit more. Kemp, 1st down and 10. Shotgun, plenty of time. Launches one deep, and that's Nick Carroll, who's going to get intercepted. Ball had a little bit too much air under it, intended for Nick Carroll, as I said, but Mark Sanders going to run a little option. This time, Reggie Bolin in the backfield to make the play. Is it too little too late for ODU? We need some urgency here. Get a big stop, get a turnover, flip the script. There's Derek Hughes, knocks Mark Sanders down to the ground for another loss. 3rd and 15. Get off the field here. It's been a long day for the defense, and there's Shelton going to get a 1st down. It's just not been a good day. Sanders going to get sacked here. A good play by Reggie Bolin coming out of the safety spot to make the sack. 3rd and 16. Are they going to get another 3rd and long conversion here? Sanders, Steven Gant shoots the gap. This time they'll punt it away. With 2:20 to go, ODU 19 points. Can they mount a miracle comeback? This would be... It would just be adding on to the lore of the comeback kings. 2 minutes to go. Gotta score quick. Throws for Todd Jackson, and that's a good play there for 21. He is making big plays, but just about the only player that seems to consistently be delivering for ODU right now. Kemp has the room to run, and he's going to get into the end zone with a big leap. 13 yards into the end zone for Joshua Kemp. ODU recovered an onside kick to mount that comeback last season. Can they do it here? Drills it right to Jenkins, and it's just not been ODU's day. The 20th ranked Monarchs getting run off the field by Georgia Tech here. Sanders breaks Robinson's tackle, and he is going to get pushed into the end zone. Oh, insult to injury as Georgia Tech walks off this one. 47-28. Well, I shout out to Jack, who messaged me on Twitter, and especially seemed to be really excited, looking forward to this video. I'm sorry to have let you down with such a poor result. Really, really poor. 47-28, Georgia Tech knocks off the 20th ranked Monarchs, and that will be Old Dominion's 2nd loss on the season. They dropped to 5-2, 2-2 in ACC play. Georgia Tech gets their first conference win of the season, improving to 4-3, 1-3 in conference play. Of course, their hopes for a division title are pretty much gone, but they can at least play spoiler the rest of the way. Kemp, 23 of 37, 238 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not horrible, but the run game struggled to get consistently going. I think probably could have pushed the run a little bit earlier on. Kind of dug ourselves a hole at a certain point and started having to push the ball down the field with the passing game. It just wasn't working. Reggie Bullen, 3 tackles for a loss, a few sacks for these guys, but defensively it was one of the worst performances. It was just a really bad performance. 3 total passing attempts for Georgia Tech, but they didn't have to. And you're going to look at the rushing numbers and, oh, this is bad. Just you wait. 3 players for Georgia Tech, including their 2 quarterbacks, ran for over 100 yards, and Sparks had 79. He was knocking on the door. One more big run away from crossing the century mark. It was just not a good day for Old Dominion. I mean, early on, throwing punches back and forth, and then it just got out of hand. And the offense couldn't really get itself going consistently again. Look at the team stats here, and 500 yards of total offense and 473 of that on the ground. Georgia Tech absolutely dominated this game. Really poor performance. So we're going to hope to bounce back against a struggling Duke team. And ODU manages to stay in the top 25 just barely, despite getting manhandled by Georgia Tech. But as you can see, Duke have one of the worst defenses in the country. ODU will look to exploit that in next week's contest, and it's going to be an important win for ODU to try to add to their total here to get bowl eligible, because there is a tough final run here in the schedule. Virginia, winless, not looking good, but I mean, Louisville, Notre Dame, Miami, going to be very tough games going forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support and everything you guys have been bringing to the channel. Hopefully keep this going. We'll see you next time against Duke. I'm Jammer. Have a good one.